Yeah, I had to figure out how to say that because I was like, did not want to fully embarrass myself.
I definitely would have been like, Käärijä.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I thought it was, Käärijä. But then I was just like, okay, let me pull up.
Even though I'm pretty
video.
sure he says it in the song, I didn't clock it until just now.
Yeah, he said it, but he was saying a lot of stuff that I didn't understand.
Yeah, exactly.
So, okay, cool. All right, let's get into it. 3, 2, 1. This one mess with you.
I was like, wait a minute.
Like, what show is this? The one that's been in the filing cabinet for so long. Man. If I could just take like 6 months off with pay. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Welcome to After Playlist, the podcast that's all about digging up great music, both new and old, cooking up curated playlists made by real peoples. I'm one of them real peoples, Terrio.
And I am the other real peoples today, Brandon Lee.
That's right. And we love music and talking about it. So for our final episode of 2025, we decided to give you a wee little gift. We decided to give you another recommendation Roundup playlist.
Woo-woo.
Woo-woo. So we thought this tiny little 4-hour music playlist featuring some of our favorite releases from this year was the best way to sign off for the holiday season. This year in both music playlist crafting as well as in podcasting has been absolutely amazing. We've been leaning more into our music discovery focus this past year, and I can truthfully say and speak for both of us in this regard. I feel like we both have grown so much with our music taste over the past year.
Definitely.
Like just this year alone, like I feel like I've like leveled up to like a whole nother level.
Mm-hmm.
And like that's like including exploring different genres, learning about new up and coming artists, as well as getting reacquainted with some of the veteran artists that weren't necessarily on our radar at that time. So, but definitely, you know, there's so much music out there, and I look forward to consuming all of it as possible. Like I just need someone to chop it up in a fine line, and I can just all of it, you know,
inject it straight into our veins, man.
Right into the veins. Give me that boost I need. But truly, you know, from the bottom of our hearts, just, you know, we're very thankful for all of you that have been a part of this journey with us. And as we celebrate 2025, we are even more excited about what's on the horizon for 2026. So, but for now, we're just going to focus on some of our picks for 2025 that we feel that were worthy of your attention and the luxury of penetrating your ear holes. So,
and it is a luxury.
Yeah, absolutely. So consider yourself lucky.
Penetrated?
No,
okay, lucky. Yeah. No, consider yourself lucky. That you said it the better way, I think.
Yeah. Let's leave it at that.
Before we dive into the playlist breakdown, though, and all these wonderful songs we have for you today, and the discussion on them, of course, we have our customary after playlist disclaimers. Number 1, we respect everyone's opinion, regardless of how wrong and awful it may be, as we ourselves are so often wrong and awful. I mean, to respect ourselves first and foremost.
Exactly. More wrong than awful.
Yeah. Number 2, due to some of the songs on this playlist, it may be a little more explicit than normal. Just giving you guys all a heads up. If you're sensitive about that, if you have tender ears around you, you might want to put your headphones on, your earbuds in, or, you know, wait. If you can't do that, at least wait till you're, you know, in a better space where it won't be getting you side-eyed from elderly family members or whoever it is that you're, you know, younger family members even. You're trying to keep it away from.
Exactly. We don't got no time for people to be clutching their pearls right now. We got some music to talk about.
Yes. And number 3, also understand this playlist is already massive. So just like come into this episode with the recognition that these are just some of our favorites. Obviously, 2025 has been a phenomenal year for music. We will have some honorable mentions towards the end, but we couldn't get to every single new release that was hot this year. I'm sure we'll get to them eventually, maybe some of them.
At some point.
But again, it's already like a 4.5 hour, almost 4.5 hour playlist. So like we're already kind of stretching the limit on what we normally do for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And number 4, we're just talking about the music, not the artist's real life personal or cancelable issues. And we have a lot of artists today, so.
Yeah, that's a big disclaimer because some of these folks we know about and a lot of them we don't.
Yep.
So without further ado, now that we got those disclaimers out the way, let's get into the songs that we're going to be referring to throughout this episode. If you're not familiar with them, we have the links to the songs and the show notes, but let me go ahead and break them down for you. BSTFU by Thot Squad, which is Bitch Shut the Fuck Up by Thot Squad, aka Black Bunny. Eat Slay Love by Baby No Money featuring Käärijä. On Site, Timbaland featuring Black Odyssey. Crying on the Dance Floor by Krewella. Everybody Gets Down by NxWorries, NxWledge, and Anderson.Paak. Sweet Escape by Velvet Funk. Still Southern by Dear Silas. Sorry. Let me take that back. Still Southern by Dear Silas.
I'm sorry. You said Dear Silas the first time? And Silas is like...
I know. I'm old. Still Southern by Dear Silas. Porch Light Flickers by Living Dead. I'm assuming dead.
Yeah.
Living Docs.
Living Dead, sure.
So I'm noticing a trend of people substituting vowels with X's on this playlist. Not sure if that was intentional, but that's hilarious. Move Bitch, 1973 version by Willonious. And then we have our albums. Live and Living Color, the album in its entirety, Logic and Juicy J. Nothing and Nowhere, the album from Deadcode. SHISH, the album from Portugal, The Man. NSFW, the album from the band The Paradox. And lastly, God Does Like Ugly, the Preluxe edition, the entire album by Jid, J-I-D. Again, if you haven't listened to this entire playlist, you have time because we're about to go on a holiday break. But if you haven't listened to it prior to this episode, we have links to the music playlist in the description, aka the show notes, for your listening pleasures.
And in the words of the so famous, I feel like producer tag at the beginning of a lot of songs back in the day,
listen to these tracks, bitch.
Literally that.
They're really good, so you should go listen to them.
Yeah.
And lastly, if you're enjoying the podcast, please be sure to go give us a like and subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Pocket Cast, Audible. Literally everywhere. We are everywhere that you can find podcasts.
Yeah, we're actually on iHeartRadio. We're on Deezer. Like, we're on all those platforms. So
wherever it is you choose to listen to podcasts, you can find us there. And wherever it is that you are listening to us, just, unlock your screen right now and tap that thumbs up or that heart or that like or whatever, and make sure you hit the bell or the subscribe or whatever it has for whatever app you're listening in, so that you can catch all future releases and future content that we very wisely will put out for you to listen to.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely
the easiest way to share and support the show, and we thank you for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, without further ado, my dude, let's get recommending.
Yeah, let's round them up, dog.
Let's round them up. There we go.
Okay, so do we want to go tit for tat when it comes to the singles, or do you just want to just kind of go in order?
I don't know. I really don't feel one way strongly, like one way or the other. What do you think? Do you have a preference?
Nah.
We just go down the list if you want.
Yeah, let's just go down the list. Let's go old school. Let's just run it down.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's the rounding them up and running them down.
That's it. Hey, speaking of rounding them up and rounding them down, let's talk about Thot Squad.
Thot Squad.
Bitch, shut the fuck up.
Such a strong opener to this playlist, I want to say.
I mean, you know how I like to pick them. Like, usually when it comes to assembling these playlists, if I have anything to do with it, I'm definitely going to hit you over the head with the crazy song to like really get your attention. Like, oh shit, this is what's happening right now. Yeah. So this is one of the good things, I guess, Instagram recommended us via the at the playlist account. So this is an algorithm song that I happened to stumble upon. And it wasn't necessarily this song, I think it was another song that I saw that she had did. And then this one came up after that. I was like, hold up, this is kind of dope. naturally, I fell in love with the beat first and foremost, and then I grew to like the lyrics in the song afterwards. But ever since hearing it, I don't care what you identify as, male, female, other, giraffe, iguana, whatever. There's just some moments where you just really just want to tell somebody, bitch, shut the fuck up. Like, it's just, it hits so many nerves. Like, it's just there. Like, when that
very applicable to everyday life, I feel like.
Literally that. Like, anytime you see that little plaque that says music expresses the things that words can't. That's the song.
This is a perfect example of that. Absolutely.
Oh man. So what are your thoughts when you heard this one?
I love the opening. I put the pro and pronoun, the ho and ho down. Na 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 na. Just like her, I've not really heard of Thot Squad before this. But I'm definitely gonna be like keeping an eye on her or them or whatever it is going forward. Yeah, it was delightful. Like you said, the beat definitely draws you in, but then she's also got she's got bars.
Yeah. She got some little something here and there. So I did get some little notes on this one because I was curious about Thot Squad. So Thot Squad is one person, first and foremost. Let's get
I was curious about that.
Yes. Thot Squad is one person. So she started this at I think her other persona was Black Bunny. Black and she spelled it BLVCK. So that was her other alias. And she just did Thot Squad as a joke. And then it blew up.
It kind of took off.
It took off and kind of just like now she's out here touring and performing. Like she just performed I forget what city, but at the time of this recording, she was performing somewhere last week. And she was mentioning on her social media that people were worried. They're like, oh, I'm not sure if I can attend this kind of stuff because I'm 47 and not my mother and all this other stuff. And she was like, yo, come to my show. There's 78-year-old grandmas out there yelling, bitch, shut the fuck up. Everybody can relate to that.
Awesome.
So her audience and her fan base is wild and crazy. And then I found this little nugget that I think once I say this, you'll probably be like, that totally tracks. Guess who she opened for?
Was it Chica?
I know, of all the artists that we talk about on the show, how could I expect you to
Timbaland?
No.
I don't know.
Would you like a hint?
Yes.
Mouth wide open.
No. I don't even remember the artist. I know the song, but
Cupcake. So she actually
Cupcake.
Yeah, so she actually ended up opening for Cupcake at one of her shows, as well as her doing her own stuff. So once I found when I saw that information, I was like, yep, that tracks. I can see them two being on tour together. But yeah, her persona as Thot Squad, I guess the appeal for her fan base and such is that her fans are enjoying her boldness, especially since the fact that she is, I guess, a feminist in the regard that she is still feminine, but she tends to debunk a lot of the typical feminine standards, particularly here in the US. So she's a Black lady with a giant white afro, unshaved armpits, doesn't wear a bra, just out here performing, living her best life. And if you subscribe to that culture, by all means, do that. But as for me, I just like the song. I'm just going strictly off of that.
I mean, I don't really have an opinion one way or the other on all that. I respect
exactly
anyone who is speaking their truth.
Yeah,
in that regard. So more power to her.
Exactly.
And like I said, I'm just excited to see because I guess she's relatively new, right? I know this is obviously all these songs are from this year, so this song is from this year, but I don't know if this is the first song she's had kind of blow up, or she's had maybe a couple of those songs already blow up, kind of maybe midway in the past or something. I think she's got the chops though to they got the chops, she got the personality. Sounds like she's got the demeanor and the drive, hopefully, to keep blowing up,
Exactly.
Keep an eye on her.
Exactly. That's the main thing. I wanted us to kind of get on the ground floor and and see how far Thot Squad, aka Black Bunny, makes it into the zeitgeist.
Okay.
All right. So moving on down the list.
Then we go from that into someone who definitely is not a newcomer like Thot Squad is relatively. bbno Money has definitely been in the game for a minute at this point.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because like just before this playlist was finalized, I was reading, I don't know if it was on Reddit or maybe on like the comments of one of his songs that I happened to be listening to or something, but someone somewhere online was talking about how, man, all of bbno's Money's, all of his songs just sound so the same. And it's so, he's kind of derivative of himself. And they went on this long diatribe. And I didn't really agree with it. But then it was just interesting that then like you put this on there and this is just like, I feel like definitely it proves that wrong.
Yeah.
In my opinion, this is so just, it's a fun rap song that has a very, I don't even know like what language Käärijä is speaking or like where they're from, but it's definitely, adds a little extra spice to the pot that is the song.
Absolutely. So Käärijä is Finnish, so he's from Finland.
Finnish. Okay.
Yeah. So you know how I like to explore different cultures, and I just love how hip hop has literally taken over the entire world to where we got, this Finnish rapper that's damn near doing chopper style flows, halfway through his verse or whatever, and speaking broken English. And I understand one or two words, in there when listening to stuff. But yeah, so I have increasingly become a fan of bbno Money. I didn't know much about him prior to maybe like either late last year or pretty much all this year. And only because he's been crossing over into other things that I enjoy. Like he's been appearing more in like Smosh content, which
I've noticed that a few online like YouTubers that I watch too. He's like popped in like some like you laugh you lose challenges and like you said Smosh and just like different like skit type stuff and kind of like
Jack Films and all of them, like the veterans.
Which man, if I was in his position, that's exactly what I would like. I would be like, hey, I'm this like relatively famous rapper. I'm making music, but when I'm not making music, I'm sitting on my couch watching your emailing these YouTubers like, I'm watching your content. Do you think I could like be on? I think it'd be so fun.
Exactly.
That's exactly like it's using your fame and your success like to keep doing like fun things that you want to do, and I love to see that.
Yeah, same.
Super relatable.
Definitely an aspiration of mine personally as a creative to continue to do the things that you love and eventually get paid for it.
Exactly.
To really just literally get paid to hang out with your friends. Like that's like a win-win scenario for anybody involved.
It's the dream.
If you can cultivate that. Similar to Thot Squad, I do admire how both of them creatively just don't give a fuck about what's considered normal or masculine or feminine. This is my creative space. I just want to have fun and just kind of just buck all the norms, buck all the trend, and just live your best life. And people keep trying to put them into a box. And like even with bbno Money, like there's people who want him to say this or say that or acknowledge this. He's like, no, this is what I like, whatever. I'm just living like he knows himself. And same thing with Thot Squad. She knows herself. I admire those creatives that can just march to the beat of their own drum and have a good time doing it. And that's what making music is all about anyway, having fun. And it seems like for these two songs in particular, that the reason I put them on this playlist, because I want to remind people that, there's the trends, there's the, this is what's popular now, this is the fad. These people are making music that's them now currently, but also having fun. And I want to bring fun back into the music. Like for me, like I said, I like his music. Not all of it is, my cup of tea per se, but the songs I have heard, some of the majority of them I like. However, because he's crossing over into like some of the non-music content that I enjoy, I've got a chance to kind of see his personality shine a little bit more.
He's a funny dude.
Yeah. So he's like a funny dude, very charismatic and very chill, into the cosplay world, which, I'm a nerd. So I kind of the Venn diagram keeps crossing over. I'm just like, okay, Baby No Money is in this bubble now. So, I'm slowly but surely becoming a fan. Like I said, I didn't know much about him prior to like either this year or late. I want to say last year, I think, because I think he did that song with Smosh, and I was like, who the hell is this? And they did a stupid song that was funny to me. And I was like, oh, this guy's a legit producer. So,
yeah.
So I'll let y'all go find that song. I'm not going to put that on this playlist. But moving on to other creatives that also had their finger on the pulse for a while.
Definitely.
Many decades now.
Timbo. Which, I mean, obviously you have Black Odyssey, who's like kind of doing the airy vocals on this to kind of
they're singing together.
Are they? Is Timbaland singing too?
A little bit in the beginning, and then then there's so it's like Black Odyssey's in the chorus, and then Timbaland I think has like the first parts, and then like towards the end of it, it's more Black Odyssey doing the airy kind of vocals.
Which Black Odyssey, his part, I feel like he came in and Timbaland's like, hey, I need you to do this. He came in, he did exactly that. But this is like such a Timbaland focus to me. It's like so Timbaland heavy. Like like most songs that he does, right? But this one is just another great example of like Timbaland doing what Timbaland does best.
Yes, this has Timbaland drums all over the place.
Even if I had not looked at all, it's like literally less than 30 seconds into the song, I think I could have clocked this was Timbaland. Mostly because of how much you put me onto him, but still, like it's just his identity is so musically like sound. Like it's
he has his own sound, which is dope. So throughout the year, throughout 2025, Timbaland has kind of popped up, with a couple new songs here and there. He's been.
And it's nice to hear him come back. Like as you're about to say, he's experimented, right? It's nice to hear him come back from that.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, like you had your fun with your AI stuff. You've been playing around with these little softwares and all that good stuff. But then when I saw, he posted that this song was coming out, I was like, who is Black Odyssey? Like I didn't know who that was. And then
I still don't.
Okay, well, I can fill you in on that just a wee little bit, but yeah. So when I heard this collaboration, I was like, when I heard the beat and I heard the song, I was like, okay, this is the Timbaland that I like. I mean, I'm not gonna knock anybody for being creative and doing different ventures and such. Like he dropped the whole meditation album that he did with another producer, and that was kind of just like taking like lo-fi to the max. Like literally like meditation music, and I was like, okay, this wasn't what I was expecting. And then at one point he did like that African music album,
the African like super Afrobeat drum heavy,
not even Afrobeat, just like straight just African tribal music.
Right.
Yeah, so he did
you're right.
Yeah, so he did like a whole tribal album thing. So I was like, and then he did release a song that I was gonna put on here, but I was just like, wasn't really feeling I liked the production, but I definitely wasn't really feeling the flow. So he did a remake of The Message, which is who was that? Was it Kumo? Oh Lord, I'm about to lose all my hip hop cred. It's an old school hip hop song. I'm about to lose my head. Take a loose time. Whatever.
Grandmaster Flash?
Yeah, there we go. That's what it was. Yeah. So
I don't know the song, but Google helped me out there.
Yeah. So yeah. Y'all hear that? Brandon has more hip hop cred than I do.
False.
No, but yeah. So like he did a remake of that song, and he did he recycled the bars, but the production, the Timbaland production, on top of that. So the production was tight, but the rapping was like okay, definitely a hippity hop to the hippity kind of flow, but that was of its time. Anyway, so I didn't include that on that one, but when I heard this song on site, I was like, okay, this is what's up. This is the Timbaland that I need more of in my life. I enjoy the experimentation. Go out there, have fun, do you, but do more of that for me. And as far as Black Odyssey, like he's a artist and producer from Texas. So he does pretty much like almost neo soul kind of hip hop rock pop-ish kind of sound. He had an album called Black Vintage. I think he had a new album that came out this year as well, where he's kind of, for lack of better examples, I'll probably put him closer to like old school the Weeknd vibes before Weeknd went pop. So he's kind of like in that kind of trap soul kind of area, so to speak. So I heard 1 or 2 songs by him. I was like, okay, it's all right. I wasn't in the right headspace to really enjoy it at the time, but it was okay.
Okay. Well, I might keep my eye out on him as well.
Yep. He's up and coming as well.
Interesting. I'll catch my ear from him.
And then
we have for your singles, your final single pick was a return of, I don't remember what playlist that was from, but it was definitely one of my favorites from that playlist. Krewella.
It was
Human.
It was the vocals. Yep, the best vocal performance.
Oh, right, our very first Sharita guest, I think. Sorry, that was that episode. Right.
Way
Yes.
back when. But yeah, Human was definitely. It's still one of the songs I
still
so
bump that
beautiful.
one on the semi-regular. And Krewella themselves, it's again, they're a duo, I remember, right? Like our sisters, I think. They randomly will pop up. Some of their like older, more popular songs will randomly pop up like my big YouTube playlist and stuff, my recommended. So it was a joy to listen to more of them. They're both phenomenal. This is a great song where it's like their singing definitely has like a tender, vulnerable quality to it. And then that just juxtaposed to the very like awesome EDM, ootsy drops that it's got, where it just like comes in and it takes you from like literally feeling like you want to be crying on the dance floor with her to, okay, well, I'm on the dance floor, so I might as well dance. Like,
yep. I'm over there in the corner twerking and crying at the same time.
Right. It encapsulates that very well. I feel
it really does. So like, I was just excited that like I got to learn new Krewella. I was like, hey, what's up?
Same.
And then I, heard the song and I was just like, oh, this is new Krewella. Like they still got the EDM on lock. I mean, them girls when I say them girls sang their asses off, like I'll put it this way: it takes a certain type of caliber of an artist to handle a certain song like this, because not everybody can do this. Because like you have to be able to emote through your music, you have to do your singing, as well as like just match the vibe of the song. Like even with, I'm just basically reiterating everything you said. Just the juxtaposition between feeling sad and vulnerable and then get hit over the head with the EDM drop and still feeling like it's comfort and the uncomfort, I guess, is the best way to describe it. So
also like how you get, I'm pretty sure, if anyone knows better than me, please correct me, but I'm pretty sure you get both sisters singing at different parts, and it sounds like on like the last verse or somewhere near like the end of the song, they've had like the big drop in the middle. It sounds like they both come in, at least for like a few lines. I don't know if it's for the full bit or not, but at least for like a few lines, they're like kind of doing a duo or a duet. So like singing over each other. So and the harmonies are like really on point, and it's just like they're both such great singers. It's just like, and then like just the juxtaposition and the dancing and the crying and the sweating and all of it's great.
Yeah. So funny enough, I sent this song to one of my coworkers who I found out was into EDM, like me, and I sent it to him, and I told him, I was like, look, I'm gonna preface it, like the song kind of starts off a little one way, but it's gonna take you in a different direction. So just enjoy it for what it is. Dude said, man, I just worked out to that song. So I was just, it's
honestly a good workout song.
It really is. Like I didn't really think about it. So I was like, oh shoot, I need to add this to my workout playlist. So I can have 2 songs on there because I only work out for as long as the playlist goes. But but yeah, that's the end of my picks for the singles. We'll get to the albums later. Actually, well, technically there's one more. I just realized that. There's one more.
True.
But we can talk about that one later.
Okay, we'll talk about that one at the end of the singles, because it's actually, instead of just going down the line, let's also move Sweet Escape. We'll talk about that one last out of my singles.
Okay.
That'll make sense in just a moment.
Okay.
But first, we have Everybody Gets Down by NxWorries, Knxwledge, and Anderson.Paak. And NxWorries, hip hop duo, knowledge, as far as I could tell, is just like a producer, songwriter,
singer
course,
or something.
Anderson.Paak is producer, rapper, singer. I've literally like loved everything I think I've heard him make. Anderson.Paak. I'm like a huge Anderson.Paak fan.
Same.
And this is like, I don't really have much to say besides this is just like a solid bop. It's like a good summer jam song, I feel like, almost.
Yeah, like this song to me, when I first heard it, I was like, okay, I like how Anderson is doing more, at least on my radar. He may be doing this a lot, but as of late, I've been noticing popping up a little bit more and like some electronic kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm,
so I'm like, okay, it's like I'm feeling that because he did the song with Fred again and Chica. He was on that, and some other songs that I saw that I came across. I was like, okay, all right. I like how versatile.
Yes, great word for him.
Yeah, he is as an artist, and I absolutely love the fact that his voice is so distinctive that like I know Anderson.Paak.
Oh yeah,
when I hear him on a record, like
same. Yeah,
I love that. I miss originality when it comes to music, so. Definitely kudos to him for that. And this song in general, when I first heard it, it pretty much gives anybody the license to just cut up, man. Like, let go.
Yeah.
Like, everybody gets down. Like don't.
Everybody gets down. You ain't gotta hold yourself back. Everybody does it.
Exactly. No shame.
We're at a party.
Yep.
that's literally the vibe I get from this song.
Literally that.
All right, well, moving on down. Still Southern Playalistic. By Dear Silas. Dear Silas. Sorry, I had to do it too. This is honestly like he's had several songs come out in the last like year, like starting in like 2024. It seems like that's whenever he like. Well, no, he's got songs back to like 2016. Now that I'm looking, but I hadn't really heard about him at all until this little EP, I think this is from. So now correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't you send this to me already before, or something from Dear Silas? He has. So there was another song, I think I found this one first and I liked it, and then there was another song where it was something about jazz, I think he has, or maybe it's just called Jazz, that I think I sent you.
Okay,
I feel like it was the same.
Okay, well, I remember seeing the name Dear Silas before you added it to this playlist, so I was like, oh, okay, I feel like I've seen this person before.
I could be way off on saying jazz. Like there was definitely another song that I sent to you from him, but I am not finding it at this point in time.
Yeah, but
either way, this is definitely like a newer song from him. Obviously came out this year, just like all these songs did. Dear Silas is another Southern rapper from Mississippi, and he's kind of I don't even know, like how would you, he's got like a unique take on rap, right? Like especially for me, it's not like the typical Southern rap, I don't feel like. Or do you disagree with that?
I disagree slightly. I'll put it up. Never mind. You go. I don't want to say.
Well,
anything.
I'm reading his Spotify blurb now, and I kind of agree with it. He does kind of blend jazz and soul a little bit more into hip hop. He's got a little bit more blending into that instead of just straight. Maybe I'm wrong on that.
No. That part's fine. But okay, so here's the thing. So you know how like you like when you're listening to the playlist, like you're just listening, and then sometimes things kind of blur together. And you have
Is that what happened for you with this one?
So what happened with this one, when this song came on, I was like, oh, why Brandon got 2 Anderson.Paak songs on here? So the way he was singing and rapping, he definitely sounded like Anderson.Paak for a moment. And then I started listening to it a little bit closer. I was like, okay, I hear the Southern coming out of him, but just kind of hearing the way he was kind of like his flow definitely is Anderson.Paakish to me. I hate to compare artists, but that's the my initial response when I first heard it, and then when I realized it was not Anderson.Paak, because I thought you had 2 Anderson.Paak songs on here. I
will say I haven't really noticed that myself, but I I can't outright deny it.
But
I mainly put him on here, I will say, because he's got some decent bars. He's got a good flow, and I definitely think he's talented enough. And he either, I don't know if he's producing or if he has a producer, but the song itself, for him to be a relatively unknown artist, is high enough quality that I can see him blowing up.
Absolutely. And the song again, I need to hear more of his stuff, but just judging off of this song itself, he's definitely paying homage to the Organized Noise, Dungeon Family Crew, Outkast, all of them. Just, Outkast's first album was Southern Playalistic Cadillac Music, I think. So for him to come out with the song Still Southern Playalistic, I think is homage to that, and therefore it still kind of has that sound with that soul funk 808, jazz influence. That's the kind of sound that Organized Noise as producers have been known for the longest time. So I don't want to take anything away from him. I'm very curious to see what more he has, but there's another artist by the name of Big Crit that he reminds me of as well, when it comes to that kind of soulful Cadillac music, 808, smooth funk, all that stuff kind of thrown together in a pot. I kind of reserve judgment. So I'm like, for me,
I think that's fair.
For me, I'm just like, okay, based off this one song, I like it, but I need to hear more from him.
It definitely, I can definitely agree with the idea of kind of what you just said, of where he's still in the maybe early career rapper stage, of where like he's kind of a mishmash of like his idols' styles, right? Which like every creative person, I feel like, especially musically, like musical artists, I feel like pretty much everyone starts out copying or aping, or at least taking bits of who they're dreaming like they're gonna be like one day, right?
Absolutely.
So I kind of agree with you that I'm gonna somewhat, like, I do enjoy this song. Obviously I put it on here, but I'm with you that I'm gonna reserve judgment on like just how much like kudos I want to give him, how much credit I'll give him till he comes out with, because I don't even know if he has he has a couple albums, I think, a couple EPs and stuff, but I want to hear like a more recent full album from him. I think that will be kind of the benchmark for me.
Okay, well, he does have a whole album that I need to check out called Cadillac Leather in July. I'm willing to check it out to see if it's going to provide more of a distinctive sound that I'm hoping.
It's only 7 songs, so it's a short album.
So hopefully, again, I'm not dissing the brother. Not, I'm just reserving judgment. I'm looking forward to whatever he comes out with. I'm just looking forward to it. So we shall see.
Okay, and on to another relatively, as far as I can tell, relatively small, unknown band, Living Dead, Porch Light Flickers. I'm interested to see what you thought of this song.
Okay, so here's the thing. I like the song. The song was fine. The song is amazing. And then when I went to put together the cover art and I saw what the band looked like, I was like, oh, that wasn't what I was expecting to see when I heard the song.
What do they look like? I saw like the album art. I wasn't really able to find any pictures.
Just the whole goth thing entirely, like pale face, mask, white, like actually white face kind of stuff. So that totally tracks. So I was not really expecting that. And then this song came off an album called Grave Whispers. So I'm like, oh, okay. Wasn't what I was expecting. I enjoy the song for what it is, but I wasn't expecting that. Not to say it's nothing bad, because I fuck with some goth shit every now and then, but I just wasn't expecting that. So this is another one that I am just keeping an eye on and can't wait to see what they do, and if they have the longevity of it all. But I'm very interested. I like the look, that they have, and I enjoy the song of Porch Light Flickers.
For me, I could care less about like the goth aesthetic. It's cool, it's fine. I don't have a problem with it, but I don't really like lean that way personally either. So it's like, that's whatever to me. Kind of the song, I love the song. It's me personally, it's like very earwormy. I'll be like having her sing in my ear just randomly throughout the day, all day. So kind of, I guess, cheating a little bit. And one of my recommendations is actually the album Grave Whispers you just mentioned that this is from. I kind of wanted to put the whole album as one of my picks, but whenever I listen to the whole album, it is like it does kind of like even more so embody the like goth. It's kind of almost depressing in a lot of ways. Some of the songs, it's like very dark and like almost too real. And honestly, I just didn't want to like listen to that on repeat.
I can see that. I can see
it's not bad, especially if you're like in that kind of mood. I would definitely recommend checking it out. This song in particular has like a couple million views, I think, give or take, and like every other song on there has like 10 to 20,000. So it's like this song is obviously like I guess like a single that blew up for them, and like most people still haven't really went and listened to the album, but it's okay. I'll be honest, this is in my opinion like the best song on the album.
Okay,
but the other songs aren't bad. I'll say that.
Okay, they aren't bad. Okay, well, I'm gonna reserve judgment, and again, I'm not. I kind of feel bad because I was kind of being a little shallow as far as the group's appearance, but I just wasn't expecting that. So that's what kind of threw me off based off the sound. Because just listening to that song, Porch Light Flickers, there's a little bit of recency bias, but it definitely has a trip hop vibe. And I wasn't expecting that. Once I got a chance to actually see the group, I was like, oh, okay. So that's the vibe they're going for. But yeah, so I will definitely continue to listen to them, and I have added this song to like my likes. So I definitely like the song, the vibe of the song and everything. I don't know much about the group beyond that, but
I was not able to find much at all. Again, they're relatively new, I think. So maybe they'll surprise us, and the next album will be the total 180 opposite from goth, and it'll be Sunshine and Rainbows. Like, who knows?
Maybe.
Or it could be more of this. It could be more in line to this. It probably will be more in line with this. Seems like they probably have an aesthetic they're wanting to stick to.
Exactly. That's the kind of thing I'm looking at. I'm like, okay, if you're going this hard to like for your marketing presence to be like almost like for an old head reference that's probably most people won't even get, but like imagine if you ever seen the movie Dead Presidents. That's what these people look like, more or less. Just with the painted white face and covered mask and covered hair. Like, you don't, as far as a guy, you have no idea what he looks like. And then the girl, she's full emo or whatever. So, I mean, it is what it is. I was shocked when I saw that. But just not to say that's a good thing or a bad thing. I just wasn't expecting that.
I definitely found this song. I do think it's a little bit of recency bias with the trip hop. It is kind of trip hoppy, but I found this song like right around Halloween in some Halloween playlist. And so to me, like, it's definitely like kind of spooky.
Yeah.
Like with the ooh that she does, it's like definitely like it makes me think of like a ghost trying to scare someone in the other room or something, Like that's what it makes me think of. So I don't know. I just have that connotation, I guess, just because of when and where I found the song. But
yeah, and the song is about the porch light flickering, so I kind of can see that.
Definitely spooky, scary vibes. Okay, so for my last single, "Sweet Escape" by Velvet Funk, I am not 100%, but I'm like now 95% certain that this is like an AI group. It was just literally like as we were starting this podcast, this episode, and I was like, let me look them up just real quick. That's a group I kept meaning to look up and see. And I couldn't really find anything on them, like at all, like any actual human names associated with it. So I'm like, that's suspicious. Also, funk is in the name of the group. That's also, I feel like, a bit of a tell these days. So I had no idea. I just had this recommended to me by YouTube a while back, and I really liked the song, and so I liked it. And then whenever we were like picking singles, I was like, I don't know where else I would slot this song in, but I want to talk about it because it's R&B, neo soul, groovy, funky deliciousness. And I threw it on there. Maybe if you can find something right now, it looks like maybe you're trying to look up something.
Okay, so yeah, because when I was trying to find some artwork for them too, I wasn't intentionally on trying to research them, but in doing so, results come up. So apparently, it's led by a visionary producer by the name of Regis that like works with the collective of talented artists. So I don't know if it's fully AI or if he's just kind of like getting a whole bunch of unsigned talent to like, he'll make the beat and then maybe have somebody else sing on it or whatever, or maybe a combination of the two.
Either way, though, if he is getting like unsigned artists, he's not giving them credit, which I don't. I don't like that either.
100%, I agree with that. And then also, I'm definitely leaning more into the AI discussion with you, because just looking at all the cover art, I'm like, all of this is generic.
Which again, I have not looked at anything else from this group or whatever they are, whatever it is. Beyond this song, again, it was a random recommendation from YouTube that I happen to like.
Yeah,
which is kind of scary that if this is AI, like it totally tricked me until this moment.
Well, I mean, again, like I'm just trying to look at the album, see what kind of albums that they had out or how many singles, and just
it does have written by on the YouTube credits. It has produced by Regis, like you said, whoever that is, and then written by Andrea Reggiani.
Okay. So yeah, this may be an AI thing. This may very well be an AI thing, because it may be like he's producing the music and getting somebody else to write the lyrics.
Andrea Reggiani does not bring up anything with music.
Exactly. So I don't know. We're getting in a weird place with music, y'all.
Yeah. But I definitely wanted to save this as like the last of my singles picks, because assuming it is AI and that it tricked us, it is a good juxtaposition for your last single pick.
Which is 100% AI.
Which is 100% AI, but doesn't try and like mask its AI-ness in any way. Like if you're at all, it's literally just an AI cover, first of all, of a song, which is like that. I'm honestly okay with like this. I'm okay with this use of AI, I think, more so than I am. I'm almost kind of ashamed of Velvet Funk now that it's on here.
Oh yeah. This brings up a whole nother conversation. We definitely have to explore this in 2026 for sure.
We will
with the AI stuff, because like I saw the cover and I assumed, just based off all the artwork looking very, very artificial, like so I had that in the back of my head, but I was still hoping that there was somebody performing it. But then, like you said, there's nobody getting any credit.
Yeah.
And then the generic name of Velvet Funk, where I'm just like, I don't even know.
All signs point towards, I feel like. And I just feel...
I kind of feel a little icky. I'm not going to lie.
I feel a little icky about it too, man. I didn't really like do any research into it. I just was like, oh, this sounds good. And that was kind of the end of it. And I feel like that's how they're going to get a lot of people. That's how they're getting a lot of people.
Yeah. Like as I'm listening to it right now.
Because I don't think there's really any tells in the music itself. Or maybe there is and I just wasn't paying enough attention.
A little bit. So, okay. I don't know. Like I might be reaching for it now, because I kind of have a little biasy towards it now. But usually with the AI songs or the AI lyrics, there's always like for lack of better terms, like there's always like a little fuzz, like almost like a static in the vocals. You always kind of, not always, but a lot of times you kind of can hear it. Like jumping into the Move Bitch 1973 version, there's moments where it sounds real, and then there's moments where it tries to hit certain notes. You kind of can hear like it's very faint, but like you kind of can hear it, like it's trying to get to a certain frequency but can't. And I actually appreciate that with the Move Bitch version.
I do too.
Of that, along with all the memes that came with it. But it's just it's like that's how I discovered it. And of course, I saw it on Instagram, and it finally found its way to Ludacris, and Ludacris liked it. He was like, "What the fuck? This is hilarious." So I guess they got the approval, because it's on all the platforms as King Willonious or whatever. But I got a funny story about this song. So at work, like I said, we all have our own little Bluetooth speakers in our different rooms and little pods that we work in, and sometimes the managers have to come into the room and take care of stuff that we have to deal with. So depending on which manager it is, I know what kind of music I can keep playing, or if I have to pause and put on something that's more work appropriate. So this song came on, and one of my cool managers came in, and I just happened to be talking to my teammate at the time about the song, and I was like, "Oh, watch this! I'm gonna play this song and not say anything." And I played it, and my manager walked by. He was like about full, like almost to the other side of the room. He like stopped and came back. He was like, "Hold up, who's singing that? What? Hold up, is that what I?" And it was just like, he was like, "Yo, who covered that? Sounds so good." I was like, "You know, that's AI, right?" He was like, "What the hell?" He was like, I don't like this. I don't like this at all. I was like, "But it's a good song." He was like, "That sounds too good, man. I don't know. This AI shit kind of got me nervous, bro." To me, like you said, it's a good use of the AI. Like
absolutely.
I didn't want to. Like, I was home. Like when I found out that it was on all the platforms, I was like, "Ooh, I gotta talk about this because it's so funny." I even sent this song to my mom because it has that old school vibe. So it's so good. And then my other coworker I played it for, it was Friday, and we were just like we were already over it like by noon. Like we were just done. And I played this on the speaker, and I put it right by like the window so she could hear it. And when I said she had a whole Holy Ghost out of body experience, she had her hand in the air like, "Move, bitch. Get out the way, bitch, get out the way." And she over there shaking her head like, "Glory!" like she just felt it. So this is like, if somebody don't do a real life like human version of this song at some point, they're missing out on it. But this right here, I'm just happy that this exists, creatively speaking, because who would have thought you would have turned a rap song, ludicrous, mystical, I-20, into such a soulful, meaningful ballad?
Well, okay, so also just again to juxtapose this use of AI versus Velvet Funk, they actually do have Ludacris listed as a composer on the credits, which I thought was just a nice touch. I happened to notice that earlier today. Like, so they're still like, okay, yeah, we use AI to cover this very famous song by Ludacris, but like, if you don't know, we're literally telling you this is a Ludacris song, like in the credits. So like,
yes,
you know, it's a very fun, creative use of AI that I'm okay with stuff like this, but I know that that's where it gets a little hairy because, I mean, like you just saying, like, you know, people you show the song to, like it is this AI voice is singing his ass off, and it sounds really good, and it's like you hear it's AI, and it's just like that's kind of scary. Even though I love this cover, I love the song. It is a scary thing, man. We're definitely gonna have to dive into this like super deep sometime this next year because it's getting crazy out here.
We're definitely gonna have to because, bro, at the time of this recording, yesterday, no, not even yesterday, freaking today, literally as we recorded, King Willonious just dropped a new album.
Oh. Okay.
A new album called Quarter Zippers and a Passport. And some of the songs include Black Don't Crack, That Thing Thangin',
That Nussy,
$40, and Timu Baby. Not the Timu. So
oh wait, what is this last song? I made it out of my hoe phase again. Oh, that's I made it out of my hoe phase again. It's the last song. That's great.
Hey, you know what? Some of us still in that hoe phase.
Facts.
Oh, but yeah. This AI stuff is getting trippy. It's fun until it's not.
Yeah.
So,
well, it kind of worked out, I guess, that we had both sides of that.
Yeah.
Unintentionally, but
unintentionally, because Sweet Escape is such a bop, and so initially I thought that was a song that your girlfriend put you onto, because I was like, since when? I mean, I know you dabbled into neo soul like that, but like not like deep into that. I was like, how you go from just learning about R&B a little while ago and then go all the way to neo soul? I was like, damn, that was a big jump.
Like, I've definitely had YouTube recommend me several AI produced songs that try and pass as like actual artists' original works or whatever, right? But as far as I know, at least every other time this happened, I've kind of like immediately clocked it. Like, oh, this is YouTube. You ain't fooling me. I'll get like a quarter of the way in the song, and be like, all right, I'm gonna not listen. I don't want to listen to this anymore. I realized to tell you, I'd rather listen to a real artist, support them instead of some AI produced slop or whatever. Even if the song is good, but this one just totally slipped me by, man. It did.
Yeah. Well, one of these days we'll have to keep it old fashioned and look for things live in living color.
Yes, let's go into a very, very human produced album, our first album on the playlist, and that is, like you just said, Live in Living Color, Juicy J and Logic, which is not, before this album, like two artists that I ever would really think would be like together, but it works so well.
Okay, so remember on, was it the album Everybody? It was on some album that Juicy J appeared on with Logic, and then and the way that song went in particular, like Logic would start rapping, and then Juicy J would kind of start rapping while he was rapping, but blend in with the flow, and it was like a shorter song, but it was one of the standout songs on that album. And then from that point on, I guess they kind of became like best friends or whatever. So this happened after we had Logic on the what's the name episode, the playlist battle episode with Sharita recently.
Oh, with Black Spider-Man.
Yeah, with Black Spider-Man, and I was like, I wonder if Logic made any new music. And then I happened to stumble across this. I was like, what? They did a whole album together? Because I remember how much I love that one single, that one song off the album. Like, I forget the name of the song, but it's a short song. It's on Logic's album. It's either on The True Story or Everybody. It's on one of those albums where it's a short song with Logic featuring Juicy J. So that song always stood out to me. So then when I saw they did a whole album together, I was like, oh, this is going to be dope. And then I put the album on and I was floored, honestly. Because I wasn't really expecting a podcast on an album, essentially.
I really like how the interludes, I guess,
the discussions, where
it was like the actual interview questions and answer and everything. The interview discussion, I guess, between Logic. Like Logic is interviewing Juicy J, and they just interspose those clips from that in between. And usually, pretty much, I think if I'm not mistaken, I think for like every part after that, like for every discussion, like the song or two following that, like ties into what they were talking about.
Yeah, it blends, which is like musically as well.
Again, I mean, they've been talking about it in one of the discussions, like with Logic's, like, you know, Juicy J kind of is giving him his flowers back and talking about like he could tell how he is like a producer and he's like out here like really producing his music and whatnot. Like this album is just a testament to that. I felt like with how he put everything together. And I'm sure he probably worked hand in hand with Juicy J to do it, but
well, even
I don't know
how
much hand Juicy J had in like the production side of things, but
I don't know exactly, but the album does give you a lot of foresight into how it was made. Like in one of the questions, like he brought up the fact that Juicy J didn't rap over these beats at all. So like so he rapped over some trap beats, and then Logic swapped it out and put it in.
Played with the tempos and played with the beats and whatnot. Yeah, he didn't talk about that.
Which I think is dope because again, like Juicy J, a popular, legendary MC from Memphis, you know, part of 3 6 Mafia fame, from Hypnotized Minds, that whole era. Especially when, you know, that was when the South wasn't really getting respected as MCs at all. And then to see Juicy J step up and become who he is as an independent artist, a solo artist rather, in recent years is like phenomenal to see that growth and escalation. So much so that like Juicy J like got featured on a song with Mobb Deep before Prodigy had passed. Like they had they did a whole collaboration. So it's a song with it's hard to find because I don't know why they took the album down, probably label reasons or whatever, but there's a song that exists that has Mobb Deep, both members, Havoc and Prodigy, featuring Juicy J and Bun B. And it's over up north, like New York beat. And Juicy J bodied it. Bun B bodied it. Bun B's from Texas. So it's just the caliber of like people finally respecting the legends of the South as far as MCs that can go toe to toe with like the so-called, illest MCs from New York or whatever. I just from a Southerner's perspective, it's just nice to see that. So to hear this album, to hear Juicy J, which I was hoping it was a case of him just flowing over these kind of boom bap, simple, kind of empty, kind of, borderline trip hop-ish kind of beats or whatever, empty beats or whatever. I was hoping that he rapped over it like originally, but just the fact that his bars can fit over that type of beat, it takes it to a whole nother level, honestly, in my opinion. So
no, I agree. And again, kudos to Logic and his producer production skills to like,
and production team if he has one,
and just him whether it's him or his team or whatever, like them producing the tracks and getting Juicy J to like be able to like match up to the beat in like such a good way. Because like I feel like getting it to match up, that's the easy part, but getting it to match up with like all the little intricacies and like making it still be like a bap and a half, like it's really good. Yeah. And also just as like one thing I love, like I agree with like everything you just talked about, but one thing I really liked about it is, as you and me have been Logic fans for a long time, and there's definitely like a subset of hip hop fans that feel like he's cringe and he's like kind of whack, whether that's for his music or because of his whole like biracial thing that admittedly does come up like every album and almost every other song that he makes. But to have someone who is a legend in the game like Juicy J just be like, I recognize real, like have that moment in the discussion. And like someone who is of such a high status as Juicy J, it kind of, as a fan of Logic, it kind of like validated my fanship of him in a lot of ways, I feel like.
Like I really enjoyed the interview. Those interviews, it was everything for me.
I love the music, but the interviews definitely were like my favorite part, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely. And we got a chance to witness the actual friendship like between these two men, as well as you get to see more Juicy J's personality and how stupid he can be.
How he lost his virginity.
Yeah, with that whole thing, like I was cracking up with that old dusty ass condom. Like we've all done it. Every man in America has done it. No, that part cracked me up, but the part that cracked me up the most, when I freaking I lost my shit when he said I don't half-ass do anything except for when I was trying to get out my Def Jam album, my Def Jam deal. He was like, here, take the shit, get out of here. And I was like, get the fuck out of here. I was like, that makes sense. That explains so much.
That explains.
Because I was
a question you and me have had for years now.
For real, because I was like, how you go from like, what's the name? What's the first album? Oh God, why am I drawing a blank?
Under Pressure.
Yeah, like how you go from Under Pressure to Tits, whatever, The Incredible True Story. So you got these albums.
It does say tits.
It is tits.
I don't ever clock that. That's great.
So how you go from that to like some of the last couple albums? I was just like, bruh, what's happening? So, but yeah, I got to give Logic his creativity and his tenacity, because he's supposed to have quit making music a long time ago and still keeps going with it. And then granted, I didn't listen to it, but I know he has like a audio book or something that also has like music and like the whole space thing continues on through there. I tried to give it a listen. I just wasn't really in the mind frame for it, but just the fact that it exists is cool. There's only one song on this album that I could not listen to more than once. And that was a song where he was talking about his mom and me being a mama's boy. I couldn't deal, so I had to kind of skip that one on a personal note. Love the song.
Was that? Which one was that? I do remember that, but I don't remember which song specifically that was.
I was trying to find it out. I was thinking it was Flowers.
Or could be Flowers.
I need a hug. Yeah, I need a hug. Yeah, I had to skip that one. I can't listen to that one.
To go the opposite, I think my favorite, if I had to pick a favorite, I really like 20 Years Later with Project Pat, where they brought Project Pat in. And like the discussion they had right before that, where they, Juicy J is talking about him starting in Project Pat. Or that might have been the one where he was talking about where he lost his virginity, I think, maybe.
Yeah.
And then Project Pat had like dropped him off at the house, so they kept all their equipment or whatever.
Which is, I mean, again, like for this is a boom bap album with legendary Memphis MCs, excluding, Wiz Khalifa, whatever. But Project Pat, also from the whole Hypnotized camp or whatever. So for him to even bring on Project Pat, and you get to hear him on a different album, you never hear Project Pat on a kind of record like this. Like Project Pat is chicken head, like that song. That's Project Pat. You know what I'm saying? You don't hear that. You don't hear Project Pat on it. And he sounded good on this.
He did sound really good. I enjoyed it thoroughly.
Which it caught me off guard because I'm listening to it. I was like, is that Pat? And I looked at my phone at the time. I was like, oh shit, that's fucking Pat. What the hell? So, sipping on some scissor, sipping on some sipping. Like, you don't hear them kind of rappers on this kind of beat. Like, that's why this album is
also
so
on Get Right, like the second song.
Yeah.
But I feel like he plays a more prominent role on the song of 20 Years Later.
Yeah. And I'm also glad that Logic didn't overstep either. Like, he kind of, he popped in every now and then. I was
thinking that too. Yeah. He definitely let Juicy J really shine, which, I again am a huge Logic fanboy. I love his flow and everything of him rapping, but I appreciated that he would come in with like a half verse. Or there's the one song, I'm blanking on which one it is, but there's one where he's rapping, and he's kind of picking up speed, and he's like right in the middle of his thought almost, and then it just stops.
Yep.
I don't remember what song that was, but I remember thinking like, at first it was kind of drawing, but then after like listening to it a couple times, I was kind of like, you know what?
That was
we've heard you and your struggles for years now, Logic. Just cut it off there. That's fine.
That's fine. Okay, so I got an unpopular opinion. Since we're talking about Logic, right now, I'm gonna go ahead and say this. People need to stop hating on a man being biracial and him rapping about it and talking about it. What's the same difference doing all these rappers talking about how much money they got, how much that they've been in the hood for? I'm selling this. I'm just like a crap. Doggone Young Jeezy, aka Jeezy, been the damn snowman for how many years now? Like, dude, you own restaurants. You're not a snowman no more, but he's still rapping about that, but nobody's tell him to shut up, stop talking about that. So, you know what? If you can't relate to being biracial, okay. Everything ain't
I think
for
it's
everybody.
literally because I don't want to get too deep into it, obviously, because I'm not probably the best voice for this discussion.
Yes, you are. You are the spokesperson. Speak your truth.
We've talked about this a few times on the podcast of different from different angles, right? But the idea of like colorism in music, I feel like it's really the core issue that a lot of people have with that is because he's biracial, but he's like more white presenting, if you didn't know.
Yeah.
I think that's where a lot of the issues with people have with him, where that comes from.
I mean, like, they had the discussion on his album about it.
They did. And I was that's another moment that I was kind of happy of Juicy J being like, nah, man, you're speaking your truth. I never had a problem with it. Yeah. Like, I see that and I'm like, you go, brother. Like, it's just like, that's how it should be, man. He is what he is. He didn't ask to be born or to be that way, but he's making the most of it. And like you said, the fact that it's not like he's had a couple songs where he like really dives deep into it, but most of the time it's like a throwaway line in a song.
Yeah, and people obsess over that throwaway line. It's like, okay, y'all just that's the one thing you're gonna gravitate towards and not let this man do what he does. I mean, he's fine. Like, it's whatever. Like, it's really not that big of a deal. If you want to like nitpick about people's verses or subject matters that they talk about all the time, like, pull up Sexy Red. How many dicks you can suck in a
right?
Nobody wants to hear that shit all the time.
Example.
So like, nobody telling her like, okay, doing all of this, So
I will say though, if you're one of those people that you don't carry the way about him talking, rapping about racial, if that's not your issue, if your issue is just you think what he raps about is kind of corny or cringe or whatever, like, I vehemently disagree with you, but you are entitled to your opinion.
Regardless
respect
of how
everyone's
wrong
or awful it may be. Exactly that. Disclaimer number 1, please refer to that. You're allowed to hold that opinion, but yeah, I mean, for me, Logic is just and like pretty much has been since his first album, and you introduced me to him, has just been like a it's hard to say novelty, but like that kind of like undersells. But he's very he takes a novel approach though in like how what he's rapping about, how he raps, that not a lot of other artists have been able to do, at least not to the level of success he's attained. So
yeah, various different degrees of success I can say with that.
And also like bbno Money, like you kind of touched on, he's stepped away from music and then he's come out and released like a couple albums since he quote unquote retired or whatever. Mm-hmm. He has not quite to the same extent or the same like lanes that bbno money has, but I know for a while he was like streaming on Twitch. I actually caught a couple of his streams where he was playing like chess grandmasters and stuff. He got like really big into chess for a while, and as someone who grew up playing chess, I was that nerdy white kid playing, chess in the chess club in elementary school. I definitely caught a few of those streams and was just like, man, if I ever meet with Logic, I'm gonna be talking to him about chess because I know he'll love it. That was like something I kind of decided in that moment. So he's been out here doing different things, and like you said, he's kind of leaning more into the producer side. So just this album is just mwah, love it.
It's so good. I was so happy I stumbled across that one. I was like, yep, I already got my recommendation pick.
And I had listened to this when it came out this summer, but I think that might have been whenever we were in our break. And I think for some reason I didn't save it. And so whenever we were like coming up to think of picks for this, I had completely forgotten. I listened to it like 2 times, literally like back to back, and then completely forgot about it.
Wow.
Loved it when I listened to it, but I completely forgot about it. And then whenever you put it on there, I was like so excited that I got to listen to it more.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, during our listening break, which in hindsight, whenever we do another one of those again, we definitely have to do like a recap of everything we listen to. And
I just need to make sure I actually like
write them down.
If I find it, well, I added a lot of like singles. I hearted or made note of a lot of singles, but several of the albums for some reason I like didn't add them to my library, and that's where I kind of messed up.
I mean, well, okay, but also to be fair, just like how we talked about with Living Dead, sometimes the albums don't be hitting compared to the singles.
Also true. That's also true.
And I think like in your music journey, independently of the podcast, I think you run into that a lot more than I have, as far as like the albums being like not as good. Usually, I've kind of gotten I'm on a lucky streak right now when it comes to like full bodies of work being like worthy.
I keep getting like singles from a new album, and oftentimes even from like a new artist that I am not familiar with, and then I'll be like, oh man, this is like a song from like a new artist. I've never heard them. I freaking love this song. Let me go check out the album it's from. And then like I literally only like maybe that song and another song from the album, and the rest are trash. And I'm like, oh, that's so disappointing to me. And I'm on an unlucky streak because that keeps happening.
Yeah. So speaking of another lucky streak, Deadcode. Let's talk about Nothing and Nowhere.
This one's a very fun rock EDM mix album. This was like one that I did kind of do a little bit of research, and this is apparently, I think I might even talk about it on the Spotify little blurb or whatever about the album, but this was apparently supposed to be accompanied with like a full cinematic like universe story about like a giant space opera that spans like time and galaxies or something. I haven't watched any of it, but apparently like each song was supposed to have a music video, and it was like gonna have an overarching story that like tied into it.
Oh, okay.
So it definitely has a lot of like.
I can tell by the artwork. It seems like a lot of the artwork is like intentional. Like I've noticed.
For sure.
Like there's some kind of theme with it, and like even on Spotify, like sometimes some songs have like a little video clip thing going on with it, and yeah, I've noticed that, but I didn't notice all of that because I didn't realize it was connected.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but is this like, do they have any other albums besides this one?
No, to my knowledge, no. This is like their first one, if I'm not mistaken.
So for them to come out, I don't know if like Deadcode is made of like artists that had other projects in the past, and they're just like kind of came together, made this new thing, and this is their first project together, or if this is just a totally new group. But this is a
totally new group from what I can tell.
Well, even more impressive because this is like a very high quality album.
Oh yeah, this is a
very super high quality
album, a high quality rollout. They got that social media stuff on lock because again, this is another one I got served on Instagram. So I got the song. It was the first song. Don't let me go, or don't let me down, or something.
Yeah, don't let me go. So
yeah,
first song on that one.
Yeah, so I got served that one, and I was like, I don't know, I was just swiping bored one day, and then I heard that song. I was like, oh, this don't sound halfway bad. It kind of reminds me of like a little bit of Bob Moses, and then another group that I heard. And I was like, okay, this isn't in the Terrio Venn diagram of stuff I like. So I put it to the side, and then of course you listen to something or watch something for more than 2.3 seconds. It's like, oh great, you want this forever. You will see this all the time now.
Yeah.
so it just kept happening. And I was like, okay. And then I got an alert. They got a new album out. I was like, okay, whatever. Let me just throw the stupid album on. Let me just listen to something. and immediately fell in love. And
It's great.
It's such a like, you nailed it right on. It's a combination of EDM and like rock. So imagine if like, I guess what M83 like focused more on the rock part of it than the EDM side of it. Like that's the kind of vibe it gives me. And also it was funny while I was listening to it, and there's a reason why I have this song on there twice. As I'm listening to the album, and I think I was driving somewhere at the time, and I had like a little distance, so I got a chance to listen to the majority of the album. And I was like, this is a good vibe. I like this mixture. It's good. It's almost like kind of gives me Duran Duran vibes a little bit. And then Come Undone comes on. And
Which Come Undone, I don't know where or when, but this was the only song from the album I had heard previously. As soon as it came on, I was like, I've heard this song. Where did I hear this song? I don't know where I heard that, but I've heard this song.
Well, here's the thing. That's a Duran Duran song. That's a cover.
Oh, that's why.
That's why you've heard the song before.
Okay, that makes sense.
So
I've had Duran Duran happen to me.
Exactly.
I've listened to a good bit of it, or a good bit of their catalog or whatever, their discography, but most of it has been other people listening to them, and then like I'm just in the room
in proximity, or like on a PA speaker somewhere.
So okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
that I didn't clock. I recognize it, but I didn't clock it. Okay,
literally, yeah. So that's what happened with me. So I was listening to it, and I was like, this sounds so familiar, and like I'm just like instinctually singing all the lyrics, and I was like, why do I know this song? So I was like, okay, whatever. And then so I passed that thought on, and then I saw that there was a remix. So then I listened to the remix, and the remix is closer to the Duran Duran version compared to the pure Deadcode version. So I
like the pure Deadcode version better than the remix, if I'm honest.
I'm there with you, but like I wanted to kind of put both of them on there so people can kind of correlate the Duran Duran version. And then when I went back and listened to the Duran Duran version, I really can't make this up. The Duran Duran version is basically this, but with like a trip hop drum pattern underneath it. It's so weird. So I'm listening to it. So I went back. I was like, hold on, let me just kind of listen to all these back to back. So I listened to Duran Duran's version, and I clocked the trip hop drums right away. And I was like, this is so trippy hearing this style, listening to this. And then I hear the remix. I was like, okay, this is like a cleaner, more acoustic version, less trip hoppy, but more acoustic. And then you get to the Deadcode final album version, where it's like more electronic focus. But all throughout, Deadcode's vocals and harmonies, like perfect. Like
they're great. The rock instrumentation is amazing.
Yes, it's so freaking good.
When they do switch it up to EDM, like there's a couple songs where it's like definitely, one song might be kind of full on rock, and another song might be like full on EDM. But there's a couple where they kind of like there's a fusion.
I mean, like it's a fusion throughout. I just think like some of it is more like you said, more EDM forward, more rock forward. But I still think throughout the entire project, there's not one song that's 100% all
true.
rock,
yes,
or 100% all EDM. So it's a true blend of that. And there's moments where like it will like isolate the EDM portion of it a little bit more, and then switch back into the rock. But there's always both going on at the same time.
I guess what I was trying to say is there's a couple songs where it's like it's a more even blend almost of the two. I think there's only like one or two where it's kind of a more even blend.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate all of that. Like I appreciate the songs where it's more rock forward, and it's more the ones where it's more EDM forward, and I appreciate their ability to like kind of blend the two in a more even balance. Like it was all great. It was all again so well done, such high quality, man. I'm super excited to like look more into them and like whatever visual music videos they're planning for these songs, this album.
I hope they come to Atlanta to perform because I think I think they were formed in like Washington State, so I think they're kind of been like
Northwest,
like doing like little stuff over there. But as soon as they make it out this way, I want to go see them live. Like hopefully they can put on a good show because I love this album. I love this album so much. This is like the highlight of 2025 for me personally, because it's such a good fusion, and I love a good fusion record. And it's like, how can I put it? it's a good fusion thing, but it's not like a half-ass fusion. Like
no, it's like very intentional.
Very intentional. Like the vocals are on point, the instrumentation's on point, the EDM is not overbearing. It's like the perfect balance of everything. Some of the standout songs for me, I love Left You for Dead, Call Out the Liars, No Illusions is a good bop, and obviously Come Undone. Those are my favorites. I can listen to those on repeat.
Come Undone, Call Out the Liars, and I Just Wanted to Fly.
Oh yeah, I just my favorites. Oh yeah, I just wanted to. Oh, like I love that part.
That's the only explicit song on the album.
Yeah,
where they have that ad lib.
Yeah, I just fucking wanted to.
Yeah,
love that. I love that. It's such a vibe. Like I can only imagine like if it's a good venue and good crowd, like that's like so like crowd worthy.
Get the hype up for sure.
Yeah, but yeah, it's such a good album. So yeah, if you're in the mood to rock out, but not like, I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain. If you into both rock and EDM, like this is your shit. Like just put it on. It's good.
Absolutely. And if you're in definitely more of just a rock mood, you can keep moving on down the playlist right into our next album, which is Portugal's The Man's
SHISH.
I don't know if it's SHISH or SHISH. It's SHISH. I don't know how to pronounce it.
SHISH. Either way, to me, it still has the same connotation. It's like SHISH or SHISH. Either way, still.
You can probably assume, I feel like, why I liked this album and why I put it on.
I really can't pinpoint it.
Okay, I'll tell you. It's very guitar forward in a lot of songs.
Yeah,
which I liked, and I've listened to Portugal the Man a good bit from like their previous works, and this might be, I've not listened to all their stuff, so I could be wrong, but this might be, as far as I know, like their most like guitar centric album that I've listened to. So it's definitely like a little bit more of like heavier rock, a little bit than they've had. Not that every song on here is like heavy rock. They also definitely have what is it? Pitman Ralliers or whatever at the beginning, which is like definitely the one that I don't vibe with very much. Yeah, because it's very aggressive.
It's very aggressive and very punk.
Yes, but I definitely feel like it was an intentional choice in how it like leads into the rest of the album.
Yes, I agree. So okay, so this album, I had to. Okay, once I got past the first two songs.
Then the first two songs are the lowest point, which is a weird thing to do with an album.
Exactly.
They probably don't feel that way, but I definitely agree with you in that.
Yeah, because I like Nick, the song Nick. I guess to pronounce Nick, Knik. I like that song. I like Angon. Is how you pronounce that? I guess.
Angun.
Angun. And then who's another one?
Tanana. That was a single I heard before the album came out, and I really liked it. And I remember thinking like, I need to make sure I check this album whenever it comes out, whatever album this is a single from. And then the album just happened to release like on my birthday this year, November 7th, which was kind of kismet a little bit. But yeah, Tanana is definitely still my favorite, I will say, of the album. But I do also like Angun. I do like Nick. I like Mush. I like the name Cockanknockers.
That's hilarious. I looked at that, but like never really said it out loud. So I'm just like, okay, now that's hilarious.
It is kind of weird though. So I mean, like you said, the first two are kind of weak, and I also feel like Father Gun is like, it's not as, I don't want to say bad. It's not as like weak as Denali and Pitman Ralliers, but it definitely like kind of ends the album on a weak note. To me, maybe it's because it comes right after Tanana, which is like my favorite of the album, and I like it so much that it's like maybe I'm judging it too harsh in relation to that.
Okay, so Father Gun's not bad. I mean, I like Father Gun. I don't have an issue with that one. To me, it was just the Pitman Ralliers. That one kind of just hit me over the head and almost made me not want to listen to that.
It's a complete tonal shift from the entire rest of the album. Yeah, it really is perplexing a little bit that it's even on this album.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess they might just like kind of prove a point like, hey, we can go there but we're gonna stay here. You know, but I don't know.
Maybe I haven't really like, you know, kind of against my usual nature. I haven't really like dove into the lyrics too much of these songs, so I don't know if like lyrically if it might tie in more to what they're talking about.
Yeah,
like as you know, as a full album work of art. I don't know, but it's definitely jarring and definitely kind of takes you out. But then they bring you right back with Ngun, and they just kind of keep from Ngun on. They kind of keep that same pace, and the rest of it is very enjoyable to me.
Oh yeah, I agree. And having freshly listening to it prior to hopping onto the podcast today, I've definitely realized like the issue I was having with it was the first two songs. And to be fair, and I am openly admitting this on the podcast now, I don't dislike punk music as much as I did. So even with Pitman Ralliers, it wasn't my favorite, but it wasn't like nails on the chalkboard like it used to be. So I was able to kind of...
I didn't hate it by any means.
Yeah, but the old me would have been like, nope, eject. Like, I don't care if this is digital. I'm hitting the eject button. So
the first time I actually was listening to the album, I actually thought like, oh, this is going to be this type of album. Okay, I'm strapping in. And then listen to the rest of the album and you don't get any of that again. So I think that's why, again, it's so the juxtaposition with the whole rest of the album, it's very jarring. Like, I think if they had just leaned fully into that, might maybe have a different feeling about it. This is a weird album for that type of song to be on. I feel like, I don't know, it just doesn't vibe with the rest of it.
Yeah.
It's not bad. Like, but in a bubble by itself, like the first couple times I was listening to it, I was like, you know, at the like chorus and stuff, I was like kind of screaming along with them or whatever. But like, it's just, yeah. I
don't know. Like, I'm at this point now where I'm just like, I'm kind of obsessed with the song now. And I was like, okay, it's like the album was good, but why did you put that on there? Like, I need to know the story behind that at some point. So
and maybe that was the idea. Maybe that was the whole point of having it on there.
Yeah, just to kind of like to make you really say sheesh.
Yeah. Sheesh. Well, speaking of punk, we had our last minute addition to this playlist, this little EP from pop punk Atlanta natives, The Paradox, who we were so
fortunate to see them
live.
Thank
you. We were so fortunate to see them live just a couple weeks back.
They were so good. They were so freaking good. And I don't know. It was, oh man, I don't know. It's hard to explain, but even though I don't know them personally and I have no major investment in them at all, I feel like proud. I'm just like, oh, yo, you go out there, you get them, Slugger. Like, I'm like rooting for them. Like,
well, again, because
level.
we had the song Bender on one of our playlists.
No, it was. I think it was on the last recommendation roundup, if I'm not mistaken.
Maybe it was. I think you might be right. Featuring Travis Barker, because we were talking about how they don't even have like an album repeat at that point, just a handful of singles, and they already have like, you know, millions of follows and listens, and they're already getting Travis Barker, who's a punk rock legend drummer, to, you know, co-sign and feature with him. They're Atlanta natives, which is like, you know, that's where we're based out of. So like, that's exciting for us to see that. They're also an all black, I think.
Everybody.
They are all black. I don't think that part's just a fact, but I think we discussed that on whatever on the last recommendation briefly, whenever that. So like, that's just another thing that like, and obviously you and me both like don't care at all about your race or your background or anything. Like, just making music is all we care about. But it is still like, you know, the world we live in does have a lot of divisiveness when it comes to race and ethnicity and backgrounds. And it's very nice to see a group that's like kind of atypical. Like, you don't see a lot of all black punk rock bands. And it's just nice to see that a group like that come in with like the passion for the genre and like kind of break down those barriers, right? To me, I love to see stuff like that just in general. And this is just a great showing of that. Like, not only are they doing that, but they're also just like really freaking good, man. Like, their energy live was so infectious and fun, and they put on a great show. And they're out there, they're making it, man. They're out there doing it. They're still small and upcoming, but like they're doing it.
Yeah, I mean, I co-sign everything you said. It's really, people don't understand how much representation like makes a huge
100%.
Just to see that it is possible. It, like that could put something in like some little kid's mind, or at least like broaden their horizons. Like, oh, this is something that I'm capable of doing. I don't have to be pigeonholed to this one thing or be left into this one bubble, or this is something I vibe with and I can enjoy it as well. Like even like at the concert, like looking at the crowd that we were in, never mind the crowd surfing, but just looking at the demographic of the crowd that we had. Now granted, they weren't there to see Paradox exclusively because they were the openers.
There's a lot of like older millennial white dudes there to see All Time Low for sure. Yeah,
absolutely. But just seeing all the brown patches in the crowd was nice. I'll put it that way. And for the same brown patches to stay there, for the other bands as well. So for what's the name, 4 Years Strong, perform with them as well as All Time Low, and just seeing everybody just rocking out, man, just crowd surfing and just having a good ass time. And in the fucked up world we're living in right now, it was nice to have like a couple hours of just
coming together,
sharing
in the love of music.
It's vibing out, man, and just having a good ass time. And like I said, like I didn't know much about the Paradox other than the song Bender. Like I haven't really watched like the social media presence or anything like that. So
same.
So me going into like the concert and seeing their energy like on stage, first of all, fucking hilarious. Like no filter, the chemistry between the band. Yeah, we were out there just like they pretty much had a full comedy set going on more or less between each other. And you could tell that the bandmates literally had chemistry with each other, and the vibe was good. The energy was high. They had a good time. You could tell that they appreciate one another. And one of the guitarists like shared a story with us that like they said 2 years ago, like they just
2 or 3 years ago,
yeah, like they just like was at a meet and greet with like All Time Low and like was like, hey, we're fans, or I'm putting together a band. Hopefully one day we can do this. And then fast forward 2 or 3 years later,
literally joking, hopefully one day we can open for you guys. And then like you said, fast forward, they're literally opening for All Time Low, which is just like
in their hometown,
which is it's almost cliche, but like it's also just like beautiful life moment that like they literally, because in his speech he went on like, don't stop chasing your dreams, you never know what can happen, which is like so true.
It's so true.
Again, can definitely sound cliche, but it's also like worth repeating at times. I think.
Yeah, definitely that. Like you definitely need that reminder from time to time, because again, there's a lot of naysayers and a lot of people that's going to tell you no, and a lot of
obstacles and hurdles and blockages that get in the way of your dreams.
So many things. Like if dreams were easy, everybody would be out here doing whatever they want to do. But yeah,
and it was nice because they played. We both decided like to not. I unintentionally forgot to listen to this EP. I'd realized a couple days before the concert that they had this new EP. You made the decision not to, and then I kind of once you told me, I was like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. They played most of the songs from this EP. At the concert, pretty much everything but Bender.
But Bender. Why I keep want to say Blender? but yeah. I was hoping that they was gonna perform Bender, but I guess for obvious reasons, it's probably not the same without Travis Barker there. I guess I don't know. Probably. But either way, but the stories that they told for each of the songs or whatever was hilarious leading up to it. And it was our first time hearing it, and hearing it live, it definitely. It's different than listening to the album version for sure, but it's still, I don't know. I guess I have the live version in my head when I'm listening to the album versions.
Yeah,
which gives it another layer of context and another layer of enjoyment. So
and appreciation.
Yeah,
because they sound good live.
Oh yeah.
They're so young and like fresh as a band, but they're already touring with big names, and they're already like very. If you didn't know that, you would assume they're like pretty well seasoned. I feel like they have the chops to be quite big. I think, and they're 100. I think out of everyone on this list that's kind of like up and coming or whatever we've talked about so far, I think the Paradox is one everyone needs to keep their eye on, because they will be blowing up before too long.
I hope that they can weather the success that's coming their way. I put it that way. So,
same.
So that's my little prayer I'm putting out there. So
I am agreeing with you in that, sir.
Speaking of prayer,
God does like ugly, according to Jid.
This is the Preluxe version. This giant Preluxe album. Whew. Okay. Initially, when I listened to this album, I was confused because I liked parts of it, and I severely disliked others.
He has a ton of features.
Well, the features wasn't even so much the features as much, because other than a couple of rappers, the other people are singers, and I'm just kind of like, okay, whatever. And then some of the other rappers, I wasn't okay. This is an album you definitely have to be in a right headspace, the right environment for it to fully enjoy it. In its totality, this is an album that I feel like you have to listen to, like with your listening ears, and not just vibe out to.
Jid in general is very much a lyricist's hip hop artist. I feel like he's very much so very wordy. Mm-hmm. He's got that kind of like fast, like off kilter flow to him. He switches up beats and rhythms a lot.
I had an epiphany while listening to this Jid album, and I could be completely off base, but this is the best way I can describe it. And again, I shouldn't compare artists to other artists, but this is the best way I can make it make sense in my head. Jid is like the Atlanta version of Kendrick Lamar.
In what way? I'm not disagreeing. I want you to dive deeper into that.
So, just like how Kendrick Lamar is the West Coast version of Nas, all three of these rappers are super intelligent, super lyrical, clever with the wordplay, but sometimes production choices don't always click. And then also sometimes it's too elevated sometimes. Sometimes you got to dumb it down a little bit.
I can agree with you on that for sure.
Yeah.
There's definitely several times. I think part of the fact that this is such a big album, especially since I chose the Preluxe edition, which has like 5 extra songs compared to the just, quote unquote normal album. Yeah. It's well over an hour. It's like hour 15 hours, 20 minutes long or something.
Which is, that's what albums used to be back in the day, but yeah.
But I mean, you have so many songs, because it's like how many even songs is on this album? Let's see, 19 songs. So 19 songs. Again, it's not like the most. Like, we've definitely had albums on here that have like on this podcast have like nearly 30. But again, whenever you have 19, 20 songs and they're all super lyrically dense, there's more room for what you were just talking about, of like it being like it's almost like he's like reaching in a sense, right? Of like, I'm this lyrical dude, I got to keep it at this level the whole time. And it's like,
it's kind of that.
You can make it more boppy here and there, dude. And he does do that a little bit.
He does that. That's what I'm saying. So like, there's
he could
moments,
do it more though.
So, and this is where I was kind of equating it to Kendrick Lamar. Because Kendrick can make those bops, and he proved it when he did, had that big ass smash or whatever over the summer with the whole Drake beef or whatever. So, but prior to that, he didn't really make those kind of records. So, I don't know. So with Jid, I had to come around full circles, and it wasn't until yesterday when I listened to the album all the way loud, like out loud, Bluetooth speaker, surround sound, just like really immersing myself in it, to where I kind of could feel the vibe with it. So it was just this album kind of it's to me, I feel like this album is like 3 albums in one, more or less. And I feel like the middle section could be taken out entirely. Like, I don't need the song with Ty Dolla $ign and the 6 Black or Black, whatever you want to, however you say his name, like the Jesse Rodriguez, not
Reyes.
Get these folks mixed up. I'm sorry.
I agree with you.
So I feel like that chunk could be taken out.
I like the beginning of the album and the end of the album the most as
that's
well.
What I'm saying. Yeah. So, and I think when I was listening to it initially, that's what was kind of throwing me off, because I was like, I was vibing with the beginning, and then I enjoyed, the clips. Collaboration was like phenomenal.
Oh man, the community with clips.
Yeah, like that was
like it's top 3 favorite songs from the album, along with his skate with Sierra and Earth Gang.
Oh yeah,
I like that one a lot too. That's
perfect
great features.
But even then, like even like Skate, I like that song in general, but I still don't feel like it belongs on this album because it kind of is like a complete departure. Like it goes back to Freaknik music, and this album, I guess sonically, I feel like portions of the album flows together sonically. The other ones is like, okay, we're gonna make a sharp left turn here, and then we're gonna make a right turn right back to where we were, and then we're gonna make another sharp right turn, and then make a left turn right back to where we were. I was like, okay, where are we going? Like, are we singing? Are we not singing? Are we rapping? Are we not rapping? Are we sampling? Are we not sampling? Like, it was just kind of all over the place. But definitely the latter part of the album won me back for sure. I will admit, Lil Yachty is not really in my zeitgeist like that, but Know Better, that shit goes hard as fuck.
For years, I've been a mild Lil Yachty hater in some degree, and like just in this last year, now that I'm talking about it, of course I'm blanking on like the other like 2 songs I think I've heard him feature on, but he's definitely like, I don't know if he's just grown as an artist, or maybe I just like never really took the time to dive deep into his better stuff, but he's got me coming around on him, because I agree, I really like him on that song as well.
Oh yeah, he bodied that one. The K Word with Pastor Troy, like, to me, that's just, I don't know, that's just awesome for me as a Pastor Troy fan, and just seeing Jid come up and still showing love to OG rappers like Pastor Troy that helped put Atlanta on the map. Just, overall, like I said, I like Jid's flow. I like his versatility. I'm not disliking him at all as an MC. It's just this album overall, I feel, this particular version, the Preluxe version, I'm not sure if the other ones are different or not, but on this version, it's definitely it feels like it kind of overstayed its welcome in the middle part. Once that kind of got out the way, we kind of got back to the beat of the album. So I feel like too much of a good thing could be a bad thing. Not to say that all these songs are bad, it just really didn't flow well together for me, and that's what was my obstacle initially. But listening to it out loud and kind of just bumping it, just kind of just letting it ride, and kind of halfway listening to it, it was a good vibe setting. But the one feature that I just Don Toliver, I'm sorry, I just
that's honestly, I think I skipped what way on a few times.
It was too much autotune. Like, I can do some of the, I mean, I've come around with the autotune thing, but you can't be mumbling and on autotune at the same time. Like, open your fucking mouth, enunciate, my guy. It's just, I'm like, okay, what am I listening to right now?
It's kind of bad.
So, but yeah, that was my heart feelings on the Jid album.
Well, he does also end with
of course,
it's the Preluxe edition, because he had I think is either the last 3 or the last 4 songs he released before the actual album came out. And I remember whenever that came out, and like everyone was listening to Animals featuring Eminem, like even Jid, like on his social media, was like, I think a little butthurt, and was like getting like pretty defensive, because everyone was saying like, oh, Eminem botted you, and he was like denying that he had to go back and like rewrite any verses. He's like, nah, man, I wrote my verse first and I sent it to him, and then he wrote what he got. I don't change no verses. I stand on what I wrote. And he like went on this tirade on like Twitter or whatever after a few days after the song came out. Jid did good on that song. Like it's okay. I feel like his like opening fast rap bit is kind of jilted a little bit. Like it doesn't really flow quite as well, and then Eminem does come on and body him. I'm sorry, I love you, Jid, but Eminem, but Eminem's gonna do that to anyone. What song does Eminem get on that he doesn't body the other artist? Like you get Eminem on you can't be butthurt if you have Eminem feature on your song and he out raps you, because he's gonna out rap you no matter who you are.
Exactly, and then even then, like, it's still a luxury to get Eminem because he don't do a lot of features like that. So I would expect him to completely disrespect my track that I put him on. That, the fact that he's even willing to do it is like a tax, like a luxury tax or whatever.
The song that from I don't remember if it was The Death of Slim Shady or the album before that. But Eminem had Jid feature on one of his songs from one of his more recent albums.
I remember
Fuel,
that.
the song
Yeah.
Fuel.
Yeah,
I remember now.
that. Mhm.
I think from the death of Slim Shady, I think is where
Mhm.
that's from. But I feel like that's they're kind of more, which it doesn't really, again, it's called Animals, and like obviously Eminem is like, he's freaking coming to kill you in this song. It feels like on this album in particular.
There was one. It was one line that M said that had me cracking up. He said we into beastie. We're into bestiality because we're fucking animals. I was like, God damn it!
It's just a classic M line.
It was like that's crazy. I mean, I'm loving the fast flow era of Eminem now. Like, I'm loving it. He's just gonna go. He's Sonic now. He has to go fast. Like, that's his thing. So I'm totally fine with that. I don't know if I want to say if Jid got bodied or not. I feel like, I mean, M's gonna do M. I just don't like to compare in that regard, because I like what Jid did. I like how he came out the gate with the speed, and I like how he slowed it down and make sure you understand these lyrics that he's like, like throwing at your face or whatever.
I think it's really just like I said. I think because I also really like. I really like when he slows it down. He's much more. The rhythm is much more on point once he starts slowing it down. It's like it's stilted a little bit, man. Like whenever he's first coming with the speed, and like I can appreciate, me, I can appreciate the fast rapping and all that. But I don't know, something about his delivery at the first little bit of that song just kind of throws me off a little bit. Like it doesn't really match the beat almost. I don't know if that was. I guess I have to assume that was somewhat intentional, but. Or maybe that's just my inexperienced ear not catching the intricacies or something, but
maybe, I don't know. I mean, it's also a preference as well. Like, I mean, both MCs did a phenomenal job.
I just still love the song.
Yeah. I'm looking for part 2. Like, they called Animals part 1. Like, what's this part 2 about? Like, why are we teasing part 1?
Might be on like M's new album whenever that will eventually come out.
I mean, if that does, which more than likely they probably will, because he can't stop making music now, which is cool. There's more music for us to consume. But yeah, I definitely enjoy K-Word. That was my joint.
Is that your favorite?
My favorite.
If you have a favorite,
my favorite. Well, excluding Animals, because that's not fair to really do that one. But I do like Know Better with Lil Yachty. Like, that beat is stupid good.
The beat is good.
I did like You Ugly right out the gate. And I like Glory. The production on Glory is
my favorite. And there's a moment. This is one I wanted to point out. There's a moment at the end of the first verse where he literally has 3 different. The beat stays the same, but he has 3 different like rhythm flow changes. Where he's kind of like, for most of that first verse, he's rapping on the beat, and then he gets to a part where he has like a it's like offbeat a little bit, or like the it's like offbeat. And then he goes into, from there, he goes to the third one is, I watched like a short video about it that pointed out to me, and it's like made me love the song. I appreciate it even more. It's already one of my favorites, but I forget this, like some producer was talking about it. He had a technical term for it, but basically he like picks up the speed to where he's fitting like a lot more syllables in the same line. It's like doubling the amount of syllables per bar. Just because he's like rapping faster, and he does that for like 3 or 4 lines, and then he goes back at the end of the verse and like the normal, how he was starting, and just like once I caught up on that, and it's like the part where he talks about like something about a red dot is like in the middle of that is where like he starts. You can kind of hear the switch ups.
Yeah. I like when MCs can play around with the beat like that.
Same.
A former mentor once told me, was like, the music is going to tell you what to say. All you gotta do is listen to it, and it'll tell you how to say it. And you can approach it directly on the metronome, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, or you can be offbeat with it, 1 2 3 4. Like, either way, the beats are gonna tell you what to say and when to say it and how to say it, and that's where I like Jid's mindset. And also appreciate the fact that still reminding people that lyricism from the South does exist. So, and I like how he paid homage to Andre 3000 when he said, the South got something to say. That's something that, Andre 3000 many years ago said at the Source Awards when Outkast was like the first and only Southern rapper to be, acknowledged, and he's at New York telling them like, "Hey, the South got something to say," and yeah, they said a lot.
Representing the A, man.
Yeah,
he's another Atlanta artist.
Yep.
The other song I really had that's kind of earwormy is GZ. Gangsta.
Okay.
Na. Like that's another out of the whole album. That's probably the most earwormy. Just the chorus of that song for some reason just gets stuck in my head, and I'll be walking around at work just gangsta.
Was it Work? Let me see. It was one of them I liked.
Work's good too.
Yeah.
Again, like the first
couple songs is like
the first like 7 songs for me are like good. I know you said Skate could maybe not fit, but I really like Skate. I think just because I really like Earth Gang, you turn me on to Earth Gang, and like anytime I hear them, I'm like, I'm a pretty big. We need to start featuring them a whole lot more because I really love Earth Gang.
Yeah, they're dope. It's another one. Other than K-Word, because I thought it was. Oh yeah, it's on McAfee. That's the one.
Oh, with Baby Kia, I like that one too. I like Baby. That's another artist we need to kind of feature more of. She's I think a London female rapper, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong on that, but I think she is.
Where is that beat? It's like one that starts off and then it switches up.
I think there's a couple songs where he has beat switches, but I can't remember. I will say some of these do blend together for me just because it's a bigger album. And I for this playlist, I did spend I would get to this album, and because I'd already listened to it, like whenever this album came out a few months back, a few times, I was like, I know this one already. I'm gonna go back and really listen to some of these other ones that are new to me. So for this playlist, like in the last week to 2 weeks, I didn't listen to this one as much, which maybe kind of hurt a little bit, but
okay, it's Behold. Yeah, that's what I like. So Behold, No Better, obviously K-Word. Yeah, I mean, all in all, like he got some good joints on this album. I just feel like that middle section with Mariba and Jesse Reyes and the Don Toliver, you take some of them songs out. But Behold, that shit go hard as fuck. And then No Better, like all that's just. So I feel like I like how you showed his versatility on this album, but I need him to kind of, if you could have put like all the Crunk songs kind of together, because like even for example, like looking at it right now with the layout, Behold goes hard as fuck, and then you got K-Word that goes hard as fuck, and then you got For Keeps, it's like a slower song in between those two, like just like the structure, the track listing is like funky to me.
It also just made me wonder, like, I don't know, man. Dreamville is kind of sort of similar to like Shady Records or Aftermath or whatever it is, whatever Eminem's record is, where they'll get these awesome artists and then just like not support them as much as I feel like they should. That they'll get these super talented dudes, and like I kind of feel like maybe like outside of Jid, I don't really know of anyone else from Dreamville. J. Cole obviously is like the star of the show for them, and I have listened to a few other people here and there. Like I know he's had like some features from some of his other artists, J. Cole. On some of his songs and stuff, and like I like what I hear, but then I'm just like I don't really. So I don't know if that's like if that has anything to play with that. If it has any part in that.
Maybe. I mean, if he has the oversight or not, I don't know. Like, I don't know. That's weird.
Or it could just be Jid's. It could be all Jid's choice.
I mean, it could be. It could be. Like, I mean, I don't know much about Dreamville's roster like that to have one way or the other. I honestly didn't even pay attention to the fact that he signed Dreamville. I had no idea until just now. So, and I looked at it and yeah. So I don't know. That's interesting. More power to. Oh, okay. So that also explains the Eminem collaboration too, because they're label mates. So it was probably easier for them to collaborate that way too.
Well, Eminem's not on Dreamville.
No, he's not Interscope.
Is Dreamville part of Interscope?
Oh, well, this particular he is. Jid is at least.
Oh, so maybe he moved. Maybe he started in Dreamville.
Well, Dreamville is okay. Well, Interscope is probably like the distributor situation. Just like how Aftermath is technically Aftermath Interscope, Shady Interscope.
Right.
So
all that confuses me, if I'm honest.
Yeah. You can get into the weeds and all of that because it used to be 5 major record labels that's the parent company of all of these labels, sub labels and such. But now I think it's down to 3, maybe 2 now, and then everybody's gone independent. It's crazy to think now because the access to music has changed. The landscape has changed so much that a lot of artists that you would think are signed to major labels are purely independent now. All they do is pay for like just a distributor to put their music out. But like even Sierra's independent. Like she hasn't been signed to a major record label in a very long time. All right, so before we close out the episode, we want to share our recommendations of some honorable mentions that released some new material this year that we feel you should check out on your own. We're not even going to include it on this playlist because it's already 4 hours long, and we don't need to make a massive playlist. But if you're in the mood to check out some new music, we want to throw these out here for you. So take it away, Brandon, and I can finish with mine.
So I'll start my recommendations with the somewhat divisive pick. Deadbeat by Tame Impala. It was like super awaited for by me and many other fans. Definitely a lot of us fans of his, of Kevin Parker's, feel like he kind of missed the mark a little bit with this one. It's much more EDM-y, EDM-esque maybe is a better way to put it. I've read online people say that like him performing it live was a much better experience, and I could definitely see that checking out. But regardless, I do kind of recommend everyone go and give it a listen and decide for yourself, because at the very least, Kevin Parker has earned you attempting to listen to it and making that choice instead of just writing it off without even listening to it. I feel like following that, we have Tech Nine's 5816 Forest album. I've featured Tech Nine so much on this podcast, I didn't want to have a big long album on this already big long playlist from him again. But if you're a fan of Tech Nine, if I've at all put on any of you guys to Tech Nine, you will go check it out. It's much more story focused. I mean, yeah, it's not. He still has his stereotypical fast Tech Nine flow in a lot of it, but he also is definitely like much slower paced, and it's much more story centered and story focused. So it's a nice change up from his typical previous works. Then we have a new artist that I kind of discovered earlier this year. He has an EP that came out like over the summer. That's Norman Sands, Abnormally Norman.
Oh, that's who I was getting, dear
Silas.
Thank you. I almost said Silas again. That's why I was getting confused. I remember you sent me somebody that kind of had like, I guess because like a lot of his stuff was like in black and white, and that made me think about.
I actually debated back and forth. It's funny you say that, on whether I wanted to put a Norman Sand song, like one of the songs from this EP, or that Dear Silas song. Mm-hmm. But ultimately, whenever we decided we were going to have some shout outs at the end, I figured I could just shout out the whole EP, Norman Sand versus Dear Silas. For this year, at least so far as I know, at least, only has that one song, so it's kind of why I went with him on the actual playlist. But yeah, Norman Sand, Houston rapper. I definitely think he has the chops to make it big if he can just tighten up some of his wordplay and get like a better producer. I don't know if he's producing his stuff or if he's working with someone or a team, but some of his production is like great, and I'm like, oh man, you got like a genius in the booth, but some of it is like kind of questionable to me. But again, I think he's worth checking out. He's got an interesting interesting flow on a lot of his songs.
Yeah, absolutely. And you heard it here first. Brandon absolutely loves the song Mosh by Norman Sand.
That's the one song I really hate by him. Don't let Terry lie to me. It's very jarring to me. Outside of that, just like earlier this week, I haven't had a chance to listen to it yet, but just knowing I'm a big fan, I'm just going to preemptively recommend it to people, and I'm going to be listening to it myself in the next couple of weeks. Fear, an EP by NF.
I saw that.
So I've been meaning to get to that.
Which is like, because the other one was like Hope, right?
Hope.
Or something. Yeah.
So I feel like this might be, I don't know if he's going to have a more fuller length album come out soon, like based off the EP or what, but I'm liking the themes just based on the title. So We'll see what that's like. Hopefully his quality has only improved. He's not dropped off at all. Can't say for sure. Maybe it's terrible. Maybe it's great. I hope it's great. I've gonna believe he's great until proven otherwise, but definitely check him out.
Mm-hmm.
And then another album that I definitely listened to, I felt fell a little short of their past albums in my experience, but Breach by 21 Pilots was not quite up to their standard. But that's almost unfair to say, because like I think every other album they've had before this was such a high quality piece of work that like even falling short of that is still a pretty good album. So if you're at all a fan of 21 Pilots and you missed this one, go check it out. It's got some bops on it.
Nice. Okay. So I guess it's my toying now. All right. So I got a few albums and a couple singles, and then one just a general, just keep an eye out on this person.
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. Because it wasn't on there, I forgot. I do have one more single to recommend.
Okay.
Pretty Reckless, which is a group I had on a playlist freaking way back when, like maybe one of our first or second recommendation roundup. I forget which. That's the one that the female singer, it's a rock group. The female singer played Cindy Lou Who in the Jim Carrey's Grinch. And now she's grown up and she has a rock band, the Pretty Reckless.
Oh, okay. Okay. The girl from Gossip Girl, right?
Maybe. I never watched Gossip Girl, so I can't confirm or deny that.
Well, that's the one. Okay.
If that's the same little girl who played Cindy Lou Who in The Grinch, then yes.
I guess. I don't know.
They had a new single that came out sometime over the summer, I think, for I Am Death is the name of that, by the Pretty Reckless.
Okay.
It's a bop. I was kind of hoping they would have an album come out, and I was totally that was going to be one of my album picks for this playlist, but so far that has not materialized. But I just wanted to give them a shout out again because I really like them and they pop up for me all the time, and you should all go listen to them more.
Sweet. Okay. Well, since we're talking about rock, we might as well go ahead and start off with my pick that I sent to you recently after I just unearthed it or rediscovered or paid attention to it. Freaking Poppy is out here rocking out with Amy Lee from Evanescence and Courtney LaPlante from Spirit Box. They got a new song out called End of You, and these three metal chicks are rocking the fuck out. It's so good.
Yeah, they're getting it. It's a good song.
It's such a good song. Like Amy Lee is Amy Leeing all over the place. Poppy is Poppying all over the place. Courtney is Courtneying all over the place. It's such a good collaboration between these three chicks. I really hope they, at some point, if the planets align, if they can do a whole album together, that would be amazing.
Which sorry, I'm going to tack another one. Poppy also had a little EP earlier in this year as well. That's just like her by herself. That's pretty good.
Yes.
She's definitely still in like the new metal screamo, like her ability to go from her soft singing to screaming, and like you can tell it's all her. It's like, I love to see it.
Well, she had an EP, but I'm already saved it to my library. She has a new album coming out 2026, so she's already the countdown's already out.
I'll be listening to that as well for sure.
Absolutely. So check out the LP whenever that comes out. Still sticking in the rock category. I don't have a song per se because I like some of her songs, but not all her songs. But I still think she's a person worthy of watching, and that's Krewella. That's spelled Crae Wolf, and she is, again, apparently I'm part London, but like she is a Black female rocker out in London, and she's like merging trap music and rock and metal and all of that into her own sound. And some of it's just aggressive stuff, some of the stuff like you rocking and twerking, if that's your jam, whatever. It's party music, it's fun music, it's somebody that, again, all of it definitely is not for me, but it's somebody I can see like, okay, I like what you're doing over here. Go check her out and keep an eye out for her, because like she's gonna be onto something. She's already onto something. Like she's cracked the code, and I think she's gonna blow up pretty soon. Okay. Another honorable mention in the hip hop world, I definitely listened to it over the listening break, and I meant to bring it up on the podcast, but we had so much good music and so many different guests pop on this year. Really didn't get a chance to really dive deep into it. But if you haven't listened to the Clips's Let God Sort 'Em Out, that album, so phenomenal. Like
it is amazing.
It's absolutely amazing. Lyrical, and the lyrical ability of both Malice and Pusha T, it's phenomenal. The collaboration, the long-standing collaboration with Pharrell Williams of the Neptunes, is just seeing their evolution and growth and maturity, but also still keeping it street and keeping it like legit. And then the story between these, like the real life story between these two brothers, who who reconciled to create this album, was like it's a lot.
Some great features too on that album.
Some great features, but like I said, this is some grown man shit. So that first song is gonna hit you over the head. So if you you realize like what kind of music you're getting into, it's like, oh, okay, this is.
If you're a hip hop fan and somehow was just like under a rock this year and missed this album, definitely go check it out. I think that's another reason we kind of let that one slip by, was because it did have a lot of eyes and ears on it at the time.
Yeah, it was definitely out and about. But I just still want to acknowledge that, partly that we know that it exists and we probably didn't cover it, but also if you missed out on it, definitely go give them a shout.
It's good.
It's good. All right. And then my last two picks are, I guess, more, I don't know. Actually, I don't need to really quantify it, really. Bob Moses, they have a new album called Blink. And if you were at all a fan of Deadcode, I think you may like Bob Moses. Bob Moses they're similar, but Bob Moses leans more into the EDM side of things, and it's more chill. So it's like an EDM but chill kind of vibe. And their previous albums were more chill. This time they turned the EDM up. So I'm liking this balanced ratio more. They had an album called I think it's like Battle Lines. It's a good like chill EDM record that you kind of can put on the background and like do stuff around the house, but still kind of feel like alive a little bit. This album, Blink, they definitely turned up the party vibe a little bit more. So it's definitely more up-tempo and more aggressive than their previous works, but it's still not going all the way like Deadcode. So they're definitely playing in two different lanes, but in the same sphere, if that makes sense. So definitely go check them out. I actually got a chance to see them live a couple years ago when I went to the Fanagram concert, and they opened for Fanagram. So I've been a fan of them ever since then. And last but not least, this one, I'm going to quantify just a little bit. All right. So you may or may not have heard of this person. If you heard of American Idol and Kelly Clarkson, you may have heard of David Archuleta. He was a contestant on American Idol, did not win. I think he came in second place for whatever season. I don't remember. But either way, he didn't win. And honestly, that's probably the best gift that anybody on American Idol has gotten. Like if you don't win American Idol, you're like on your way to success. It's like all the winners are the ones that are kind of, it seems to be like most of all the winners have either fizzled out or just really was not meant to be. But David Archuleta, he has a interesting story as far as his upbringing and all that other good stuff. You can go online and find all that stuff out. That being said, even way back then, I was a fan of his singing voice or whatever. So the man can sing his ass off, but because of his upbringing, he really didn't like really put out the kind of music he wanted to put out. So this is him stepping out of that box. So this new album is called Earthly Delights, and this is some like adult R&B, like very sensual kind of music, and it's nice. It's pleasant to hear, especially in a world where not every singer is a real singer. Like David Archuleta, he's like a legit singer. Like he don't need no autotune. He can sing live. Like the 1 or 2 interviews I saw him in, like he'll just bust out singing like a full on song. Like he's a music person. So he respects the craft. He enjoys the craft. So I just want to give him a little shout out on this EP, because he's finally stepping out on his own and doing the music that he really wanted to do and living his best life in that regard. So just wanted to give him a shout out with that.
Okay.
Yep.
And with that, we're done with the year of 2025.
Woo, man. This has been one. This has been a year, dog. Yeah. We made it.
It has been a year.
It has been a year. And we're not talking about listening to this whole playlist. It's only 4 hours. It's not that long. But but from the bottom of my heart and Brandon's heart, definitely want to thank you guys for making 2025 a wonderful year for the podcast.
We're overflowing with music and music discovery. So we are not going to be running out anytime soon. So just keep staying tuned.
Mm-hmm.
As always, You can find us at afterplaylist.com. Our website has all of our old episodes and playlists. We'll have all of our future episodes and playlists. We have blackgiraffemade.this.com. That again, if you want to go, there's not really much there now, but if you want to go sign up, get on our mailing list. We do have some ideas, and we're in the process of somewhere down the line having merch and other cool, fun things, other insider exclusive stuff for you guys. So definitely get in on that. And beyond that, I hope everyone has a wonderful new year, has had and will have a happy holiday. Everyone's staying safe, staying warm. Drink some spiked eggnog for the both of us.
Hey,
while you're listening to our mega playlists.
It's a 2-man ship, so
help keep us afloat.
Help keep us afloat. Click that damn subscribe button,
please.
But anywho, like Brandon said, y'all have a wonderful new year, happy holidays, all that good stuff. We're going to be back in January. Keep an eye on socials for the specific date. Keep in mind we have moved to Saturdays now as far as releasing the podcast, to give us a little bit more work-life balance, all that good stuff, because like I said, it's just the two of us. So yeah, anyway, stop rambling. Let's go ahead and get off here before we end up talking into 2026, because Lord knows we can talk.
Yeah, it's a real possibility. So all right, well, we'll see you guys in 2026.
See you in 2026.
Deuces.
Bye.
Black Giraffe made this.
Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Felipe's not your dad. Okay.